Hey, it's Rob with One Strange Journey. Today I'm going to show you how to properly use and maintain one of these Nature's Head toilets. I'm going to show you a couple tricks on cleaning it, how to switch the compost out, so stay with me here. I've seen a lot of misinformation out on the internet, a lot of other RV life YouTubers that seem to be against the Nature's Head compost toilet or just compost toilets in general. I think most of them have used these hippy dippy ones. They're just buckets with 5-gallon buckets with a garbage bag inside it. So I just wanted to go over the proper use on this puppy, how to actually change it without having to do anything disgusting, and show you it's not as bad as you think. It's actually a pretty great system. When I did my research on this is one of the better ones. They're a lot easier to install. I mean, you're basically just sliding off your old one, popping this guy in place, few brackets. I actually have an install video I'll throw up there. You can watch how easy it was to install. But you know, it's either this really good, thick, heavy-duty plastic or it's stainless steel components. And then it's also got the vent tube that you can route down through your floor and a little electric fan. You do have to purchase the adapter separately, and there's a place on Amazon to get those. It took me a while to find it, so I can put that in there too, just to kind of help you all out if you're interested. They do come with a bucket that you can use here, but I just ran a hose right here down into my black tank. So much easier, because that bucket will fill up every 2 days on you. This is a pretty good idea to do too. You might want to think about if you do have a compost toilet. Some of the other more important benefits to an RV person is, number one, we live up in the north a lot, into the really cold, and dealing with having to open and shut a gate valve for the black tank when it can freeze up is a real pain in the butt. I had that freeze up on me a couple times last year. I tried to love it. Saturday night, just out here trying to dump the poop. This. I got it pulled to let the poop out. Kind of hard to push it back in. I tried using gate valve heaters, but they're a pain in the butt. It's a drama. With this system, everything drops in here. You throw it in a garbage bag, get rid of it. You're not dealing with no black tank drama, no more. I just leave the black tank open and the pee just runs straight down the black tank and down the sewer hose. Now, I'll leave my gray tank and my galley tanks open also on this all winter long without issue. Every 2 or 3 weeks, I'll close the valves, fill them up once, and give them a nice swooshing just to get anything that's in there out. But this has made life so much easier in the north. Not have to worry about a frozen black tank or a frozen gate valve leaking. Another benefit is never having to look for a dump location to dump your black tank. You still got to dump your gray tanks, but at least when it comes to this one, the black tank, no more dealing with that. And I can't tell you, I don't know if I was ever able to dump my black tank without getting some of it on me. I don't know if I'm just an idiot or whatnot, but always got a little drip here, a little drip there. So no more dealing with that. That's awesome. I just looked the stat up. The average person on any given day uses 27 gallons alone of water just to flush the toilet. That's almost 9,000 gallons a year. So if you're into water conservation, this makes the most massive impact. I mean, you can't stop showering. You could sit there and do what some of these weirdos do and just use little like rags and stuff. But you know, just by going to a compost toilet alone, you can save crap load of water. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, one of the major concerns everybody seems to be worried with is odor. You don't get odor. It has a little flap in here that you open and shut, and it's got a little electric fan in here that you're just gonna route a little tube down through your floor and it's gonna suck that stuff right up out, no issue. Now I use cocoa coir. Some people use peat moss. Cocoa coir is the way you wanna go. And I got some good stuff here I'll show you. When the poop mixes with the cocoa coir, it literally just smells like dirt that you'd have outside. It's hard to believe, but it's when the pee mixes with the poop that you get that really nauseous, disgusting smell you get when you empty your black tanks. I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. If you can isolate it, keep them separate, just mix your poop with your cocoa coir, it just turns into earthy dirt smell. And you don't even smell it in the bathroom, because this right here, this little fan in here is going to take it, suck it all out, and shoot it out. So you're not even going to have to deal with it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about how this works. So you do have this little flapper here. You open that up when you're doing a number 2. It drops down there. And the important part is you want to take this little spinner. You want to spin this every time you use it. Spin this little guy around about 8 to 10 times. That way, what it does is it actually mixes you. Let's get graphic again. It'll mix your poop up with the cocoa coir and turns it into like these little poop balls. They're just covered in the cocoa coir. It doesn't even look like poop no more. It's not disgusting. I see some people pull their toilets apart. It looks like raw sewage in there. I don't know what they're doing. That's one of the important things, is make sure you're spinning this thing around enough. The other thing is right here in the front is where it catches the pee, and the pee goes down. Normally you'll have a bucket here. Some people have a bucket here. I routed a tube down through the floor into my black tank. works much better. So you have that option also. Now we're gonna get here for why you came here. The most important part. How do you change this, and what's the best way to do this? I've seen people, they mix it, break up their cocoa coir in a bucket. Let me show you what I got. For about 25 bucks on Amazon, I get enough of these to last me, boy, I think about 4 to 6 changes. 2 of these bricks right here fills up one of these guys completely, and you're good for about a month, depending on your family size. But for us, we got 3 people here, we can go 6 weeks, no problem. I'm getting ready to change it, and it's been almost 2 months, so you'll see how much it filled up in 2 months. But anyways, you see people with these, they're breaking them up by hand, doing all that drama. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not how you do it. Let me show you what you're supposed to do. I got a little bucket here I take. I just unwrap this, put 2 of these in here, and you can see how much it's expanded. I just put them down there, I add water, fill up the water to right about in here, just above these little bricks, and then just let it sit for about 3 days. Because first I want it to expand up, get all that moisture in it, then I want it to kind of dry out a little bit. Some people act like you want it super wet. You don't want it super wet. You want it a little bit dry. That way it absorbs all the moisture from your poop and everything. This stuff is just gonna fall apart easily now. Don't be breaking those bricks up by hand. That is definitely the hard way to do it. Changing this stuff is no big deal. You're gonna unplug the fan. You're gonna undo the hose, pops right out. You got 2 of these little wing nuts on the side here. You just undo these guys. The one on the other side. Take them off, set them aside. You got 2 latches. You undo the latches. I gotta pull my pee hose down. Okay. The next thing is I'm gonna lift this up, pull it out here, so we can take the top off. Let me show you. Okay, your latch is undone here. You can see on the back. You're just gonna pull it up. Boom, comes right off. And then what I do is I take it off, and to make my life easier, I bring it right in here, open it up. Use whatever kind of bathroom cleaner you want, spray it down, and let it sit for a minute. Spray her down with some hot water. Make sure you spray this little flap, open and shut it, get it nice and good too. It's the easiest way to do it right here. And then you just spray your bottom of your shower down with some cleaner when you're done. Alright, I'm going to show you what it looks like now after 6 weeks of use between 3 people. It's not as bad as you think, trust me. I'm not going to get zoomed up, but you don't see a bunch of poop. They're just a bunch of little balls in there mixed up with the cocoa coir. That's all it is. I don't know what these other people are all doing that have disgusting looking slimy crap in there. So the key is you want to keep spinning the spinner on the side every time you use it. As long as you do that, that's also got toilet paper all mixed up in it too. I throw the toilet paper straight down in it. We're just going to take this and we're just going to dump this in a bag. Not a big deal. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Just get big garbage bag, and mind you, this is an old man like me hitting 40-something years old with a bad back. It's really not that hard to do. Take garbage bag, throw it over top, make sure it's all the way over it. Keep this garbage bag all around the side, don't want anything getting out. Alright, and there you go.
That was scary.
Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to clean all that stuff out. Just throw more compost in it anyways. So, done with that. I'm going to take this. Fire up. And that is that. Well, that's a lot of poop. Take a little wipey. I like to clean out this area here because that's just where the seal is. Most of this residue here is just cocoa coir anyways. Now we're just going to take the cocoa coir that we did earlier and we're going to put it on in there. You want it to be about halfway full. Alright, dump those in there. Just spin it around a few times. Whoops. Put it in there, we're just going to spin it. Look at it. I never broke those up by hand. You can see the consistency right there. You want it filled right about up to this middle flapper, and you can see those 2 bricks gets you about perfectly right there. So I'd actually prefer it a little bit more dry. Any kind of clumpages, it's going to slowly break up as you spin it when you're using it. So See how easy that was? No breaking it up by hand. Went straight from the bucket, straight in there. That's about good enough there. I'm just gonna take this and throw her back up. You just wanna get that middle bracket line back up. Do it. You're on. Next thing is just take these little latches, latch her shut. It's that easy. Okay, and we got these two little brackets here. Just gonna drop this guy back on him. Next thing is we got these that go one on each side, so just gonna jimmy it around, put it in there. Then I just put the hose back up here. Make sure it's on. Hook the fan back up. I always make sure I hear it running too. So you can hear her running there. Then hose goes back on. And boom, you're done.